the impact of high vibration on your life and manifesting your dreams. What if I told you that trying to think positive is actually blocking your manifestations? Sounds crazy, right? But here's the truth. Most people are obsessed with looking happy, forcing gratitude, pretending everything is fine. And yet their life still looks exactly the same. They're exhausted, spiritually drained, always chasing signs from the universe, but never really seeing results. If that's you, I see you. It was you. You meditate, you visualize, you script your dream life over and over again. But deep down, there's this gnawing frustration. Why isn't this working for me? Let me tell you something no one dares to say in this community. The universe doesn't respond to what you say you want. It responds to the vibration you live in. And here's where it gets wild. Your vibration is not just about being happy or grateful all the time. In fact, suppressing your real emotions can actually lower your frequency. So today, I'm going to show you why raising your vibration is not about fake positivity and how a few surprisingly simple shifts in your energy can change your reality faster than you ever imagined. And I'm not just talking about feeling better. I'm talking about people calling you with unexpected opportunities, money flowing in seemingly out of nowhere, and deep inner peace becoming your new normal. Sounds too good to be true? Good. That means your logical mind is listening, but your soul knows better. Stick with me until the end of this video, because I'm going to break down the real mechanics of high vibrational living and why this is the missing piece in your manifestation journey. They don't want you to know this, but the life you're living right now, the stress, the anxiety, the feeling that you're always one step behind, it's not because you're broken, unlucky, or not working hard enough. It's because your vibration is low, and no one ever taught you how to shift it. Society has trained you to ignore your energy, to suppress your emotions, and to stay stuck in survival mode. But here's the controversial truth. You're not meant to struggle to manifest your dreams. You're meant to receive them with ease. Sounds too good to be true, right? That's what most people think, until they raise their vibration, and everything changes. Opportunities appear. People shift. Life starts to cooperate. Because the universe doesn't respond to your wishes. It responds to your frequency. And the secret? It's not about hustling harder or reading another self-help book. It's about learning how to elevate your energy in a way that's consistent, natural, and sustainable. Maybe you've tried visualizations, journaling, vision boards, and nothing really stuck. You felt inspired for a few days, then fell right back into the same patterns. That's not your fault. You were focusing on the surface instead of the source. The real shift starts from the inside out. And once you learn how to co-create from a state of high vibration, manifesting becomes your new normal. You're not chasing results, you're attracting them. In this video, I'm going to show you what no one talks about. How your daily vibration is the invisible blueprint shaping your reality. We're going deep, but in a way that's simple, practical, and completely life-changing. Because you deserve more than affirmations that don't work. You deserve to actually feel different, see results, and live the life that's been calling you for years. And it all starts now. This isn't about just attracting what you want. It's about becoming the person who no longer needs to chase. Let's begin. What does it mean to live in a high vibration? Here's a truth bomb no one tells you often enough. You can elevate your vibration at any age. Seriously, whether you're 17 or 57, your frequency isn't frozen in time. It's fluid, and it responds instantly to your choices. There's this myth floating around that people over 45 are set in their ways, or that change comes slower. Rubbish. Some of the most powerful shifts happen after 45, when people finally get tired of carrying outdated stories and start living for themselves. Think about it, at that age, you've got more wisdom, less tolerance for nonsense, and the perfect toolkit to co-create something extraordinary. You don't need to become a monk or buy a crystal ball. You just need to start choosing differently. Instead of waking up with dread, start with intention. Instead of spiraling into old emotional loops, pause, breathe, and respond with presence. It's about rewiring your inner landscape so it starts matching the vibration of the life you want to live. And no, you're not too late. Your cells regenerate, your mind rewires, and your energy field updates constantly. All you need to do is give it permission. You're not too old. You're just on time. And here's something you may not expect. People over 45 often manifest faster. Why? Because they've lived enough to know what they don't want. Their clarity is sharper, their desires deeper. And when they finally align with elevated energy, they don't waste time second-guessing it. They lean in. That's when results get juicy. They stop playing small, they stop apologizing for wanting more. And suddenly, the universe responds. It's like turning the key in a lock that's been waiting for you for decades. And this is just scratching the surface of what high vibration makes possible. Living in a high vibration isn't about floating through life like a blissed-out monk on a mountain. It's actually way more grounded and way more powerful. When someone's operating in high vibration, their thoughts, emotions, and actions are aligned with love, gratitude, clarity, and purpose. You can feel it in their presence. There's this unshakable calm, a kind of internal sunshine that doesn't flicker every time the wind blows. And no, it's not just some woo-woo state of being. It's a frequency, a real, energetic rhythm that your body, your mind, and even your surroundings respond to. Someone living in high vibration tends to elevate energy just by entering a room. Think about that friend who walks in and instantly makes the air lighter, not because they're loud or overly positive, but because they're simply centered. They don't complain about Monday. They don't gossip. They smile with their eyes. Why? Because they've trained themselves to stay out of low vibration traps like fear, doubt, resentment, or victimhood. It's not that their life is perfect. It's that their perspective is. They've learned to shift the dial from chaos to coherence. And it shows. This elevated state doesn't come by accident. It's the result of intentional daily practices. Simple actions like mindful breathing, gratitude journaling, sound healing, or grounding walks in nature can help one shift into a higher frequency. Imagine starting each day with 10 minutes of silence, writing down 3 things you're grateful for, and visualizing what you want to co-create. It doesn't need to be a 4-hour spiritual boot camp. It's about consistent micro-movements that rewire your field and reprogram your responses. And here's the kicker. It becomes contagious. And when someone consistently lives in this elevated energy, something magical happens. People begin to feel drawn to them. Opportunities seem to show up out of nowhere. Synchronicities become the norm rather than the exception. It's not luck, it's alignment. They're vibrating at a frequency that literally magnetizes their desires. And this is exactly where manifestation begins, not with a vision board or chanting mantras in the mirror, but with a nervous system that's regulated, a mindset that's clean, and a heart that's open. They stop chasing and start attracting. Now here's where most people miss the mark. They assume high vibration is a peak moment, something rare. But what if it could be your baseline? What if this state of being wasn't reserved for spiritual retreats or meditation highs, but for your everyday coffee drinking, work doing, life living self? That's the next level. And speaking of next levels, there's something else that starts to shift once this elevated vibration becomes your default. How your vibration influences your reality. Your vibration doesn't just sit quietly in your body. It broadcasts. It's like a radio frequency you're constantly emitting, and the world around you is tuning in. Ever noticed how some people seem to attract drama like it's their part-time job, while others glide through life with ease? That's vibration at work. The energy you're putting out, whether it's frustration, peace, resentment, or joy, shapes what shows up in your life. It's not magic, it's resonance. You receive what you energetically match. Low vibration, you'll likely bump into more delays, conflict, or scarcity. High vibration, suddenly doors open, connections deepen, and ideas flow. This isn't just about positive vibes only. It's deeper than that. A person can smile on the outside and still carry a storm inside. What truly shapes reality is the frequency behind the thoughts. You can say affirmations all day, but if your body is buzzing with fear or lack, you're still co-creating from a place of contraction. Elevating your energy isn't about faking happiness. It's about clearing interference. That's when your signal becomes clean. That's when manifestation gets precise. When you're aligned internally, the external starts reflecting that harmony. Almost like the universe is nodding and saying, finally you're ready. Let's bring it down to earth. Imagine 2 people applying for the same opportunity. One walks in with self-doubt, a fear of rejection, and tension in their tone. The other walks in grounded, calm, and open, not desperate, but trusting. Guess who gets remembered? That's the subtle power of vibration. It affects your posture, your tone, your presence. You don't need to try to impress when your energy speaks louder than your words. People, situations, and even money respond to this. Not because the universe is favorites, but because it's always mirroring your inner state. The challenge is most people go through life reacting rather than creating. They wake up, check their phone, get triggered by news or emails, and spend the day ping-ponging between other people's energies. That's like letting your vibration be hijacked 24/7. But when someone starts the day with intention, grounding, meditation, visualization, they reclaim their power. They stop being a sponge and start being a beacon. And here's the twist. The more they do this, the more reality bends to meet their vibe, not the other way around. That's the real flex, co-creating instead of just coping. So when people say your vibe attracts your tribe, they're not wrong. But it's bigger than that. Your vibe attracts your life. It calls in the conversations, the synchronicities, the ideas, and yes, even the challenges that match your frequency. The key isn't to control reality. It's to calibrate yourself to the reality you want. That's the power of elevated vibration. Instead of chasing results, you become the version of yourself that naturally manifests them. And when that version takes over, well, things start to move in ways that most people would call unbelievable. But the next topic will make that all make sense. Raising your vibration isn't a one-and-done deal. It's a daily commitment. Think of it like brushing your energetic teeth. You wouldn't skip brushing for a week and expect to smell like roses, right? Same thing here. Life has this sneaky way of lowering your frequency without you even noticing. One frustrating email, one heated conversation, one self-critical thought, and boom, you're vibrating from a place of stress or lack. That's why it's crucial to have daily rituals that bring you back to center. Whether it's morning breath work, dance breaks, mantras, or 5 minutes of silence before bed. Small acts done consistently can shift your entire field. It's in the daily practice that true transformation happens. People often wait for big breakthroughs, but the secret is in those tiny, invisible choices no one sees. Choosing gratitude when it's easier to complain. Choosing silence when your ego wants to argue. Choosing expansion when fear says play small. Every one of those micro decisions either elevates or drains your energy. And here's the beautiful part. The more consistent you are, the more your body remembers the high vibration. It becomes your new normal. That's when things stop feeling forced and start flowing. And speaking of flow, let's talk about how this vibration fuels the actual process of manifestation. How high vibration accelerates manifestation. Manifestation isn't just about wanting something really badly and hoping the universe drops it on your lap like a cosmic Amazon Prime delivery. It's about alignment. And nothing aligns you faster than high vibration. When you elevate your energy, you become a match to the frequency of what you desire. It's like tuning your inner radio to the same station as your dream life. Suddenly, you can actually receive it. Most people try to manifest from a place of anxiety or lack. I need this to feel whole, but that creates static. High vibration clears the noise and puts you in direct resonance with the result. In a state of elevated energy, your thoughts gain clarity, your intentions carry more charge, and your actions flow effortlessly. You no longer feel like you're trying to manifest, but simply living in a way that naturally attracts what you've been calling in. Want to manifest a conscious relationship? Start vibrating love, not loneliness. Want abundance? Embody gratitude, not desperation. When your vibration is high, you stop chasing outcomes and start co-creating realities. It's not about controlling the external. It's about mastering the internal frequency that magnetizes the external. The thing is, high vibration manifestation isn't passive. It's co-creation in motion. You still take action, but it's inspired action. It's no longer the hustle, grind, push kind of effort. It's flow. Ideas arrive unexpectedly. You meet the right people by chance. You say the perfect thing without rehearsing. That's not coincidence, it's coherence. The universe responds to energetic clarity, and high vibration is clarity. When your mind, heart, and energy are aligned, your manifestations move faster because you're no longer resisting them with subconscious noise. Let's get real. This doesn't mean that everything shows up instantly with glitter and harp music. Sometimes the manifestation is subtle. Sometimes it's a shift in how you feel long before the physical result appears. And that feeling of peace, joy, or power isn't a bonus, it is the manifestation. From that state, the material results follow, often quicker than logic would predict. You start to trust the unfolding because you're no longer vibrating from when will it happen, but from, of course, it's already in motion. That inner certainty is magnetic. And yes, it gets stronger the more you practice holding that frequency. There's a reason the people who consistently elevate their vibration seem to have it all. It's not luck. It's not just mindset. It's that they've trained their energy to stay in the field where manifestation happens quickly and precisely. They've built a relationship with their own frequency. And once you start doing the same, you'll notice how your external world rushes to catch up with your internal shift. What once felt far away begins to feel inevitable. And the key to sustaining that, well, that takes us into the next piece. Because if energy is the engine of manifestation, belief is the fuel, here's the raw truth. Your desires don't respond to your words. They respond to your vibration. You can say 1,000 times, I want abundance, but if your energy screams fear, doubt, or unworthiness, that's the signal the universe picks up. It's like sending a text and forgetting to hit send. High vibration is the send button. It tells the quantum field, hey, I'm ready to receive this. And that's when the magic begins. Not because you begged, but because you aligned. That's the difference between wishing and manifesting. One is passive. The other is powerful. The higher your energy, the more magnetic you become to what you're calling in. That's why people often say things start showing up when they stop trying so hard. What they really did was shift their vibration. Usually by releasing control, choosing joy, or dropping into trust. That's the sweet spot. You manifest not by obsessing over the dream, but by becoming the version of you who already lives it. From that place, your desires don't feel far away anymore. They feel natural, obvious, inevitable. And once that shift clicks, manifestation isn't something you do. It's something that happens through you. The role of emotions in maintaining high vibration. Emotions are not random, they're feedback. They tell you exactly where you're vibrating in any given moment. If you're feeling joy, expansion, peace, congratulations, you're vibrating high. If you're drowning in guilt, shame, resentment, or apathy, that's a sign your inner GPS is way off course. Most people try to suppress emotions, thinking they need to stay positive to manifest. But here's the twist. You don't raise your vibration by pretending you're not hurt. You raise it by honoring the emotion and then choosing to shift. Suppressing is resistance. Processing is liberation. Think of emotions like messengers. If you ignore them, they scream louder. But if you pause and listen, hey, why am I irritated right now? You get clarity. And clarity is high-frequency fuel. The trick isn't to never feel low emotions. That's not human. The trick is to not live there. When you get good at noticing and shifting your emotional state, you become the master of your vibration. And when you master your vibration, you gain influence over what you attract. Emotional awareness isn't fluffy spirituality. It's energetic precision. Now let's talk about emotional hygiene. Just like you wouldn't skip showering for 5 days, you shouldn't skip emotional check-ins. High vibration people aren't free from bad days. They just recover faster. They know how to move through the funk without unpacking and living there. That might mean journaling to clear out mental noise, breath work to release tension, or dancing in the kitchen to Beyonce until something shifts. It doesn't have to be dramatic. It just has to be intentional. Because every emotional reset is a vibration upgrade waiting to happen. Your emotions are your most honest vibrational indicators. You can fake a smile, you can say the affirmations, but your energy doesn't lie. That's why emotional intelligence is spiritual intelligence. When you learn to feel what you feel, without judgment, without drama, and still choose love, peace, or gratitude as your resting place, that's power. That's elevation. And the more often you do that, the easier it gets. Your body starts to remember what a high frequency feels like. And when your body remembers, it starts to default to that. Most people think they need more willpower, more discipline, more hustle. But often, They just need better emotional regulation. You don't need to force your goals. You need to feel your way into alignment with them. You're not chasing the outcome. You're becoming the person who attracts it. And the road there is paved with emotional mastery. That's how you stop being a victim of life and start co-creating it. And speaking of co-creating, there's one inner shift that changes the whole game. The way you relate to your identity. Why vibration matters. Understanding your frequency. Most people go through life reacting to circumstances like leaves drifting on the wind, tossed this way and that by whatever life throws at them. What they don't realize is that they're emitting a frequency every single moment. That frequency, it's what's drawing in or repelling their experiences. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. And what you are is vibration. Whether it's lack, fear, excitement, or gratitude. Your dominant emotional state sends out signals, like a radio tower, telling the universe what to deliver next. That's not spiritual fluff. That's energetic law. And it's been quietly co-creating your life all along. Now here's where it gets interesting. This vibration isn't just about your thoughts. It's also your beliefs, your emotional memories, even how you breathe. Ever notice how hard it is to feel abundant when you're stressed and breathing shallow? That's because your nervous system is also part of your frequency output. A person could be visualizing their dream life daily, but if they're doing it while feeling anxious, their dominant signal is anxiety, and the universe, loyal as ever, simply responds, you want more things to feel anxious about? Done. That's how people sabotage results without realizing it. They say they're manifesting, but what they're really doing is replaying old energy. Take this. You walk into a room and feel something's off. You can't see it, but you feel it. That's vibration in action. It's why some people light up a space, while others drain it just by showing up. You felt that, right? It's not just aura talk. It's electromagnetic field communication, and it's very real. Your vibration is like your spiritual business card. It introduces you before you even say a word. That's why shifting your frequency, even by a small degree, can ripple out into massive transformation. You're not changing the world by force. You're simply syncing with a new level of it. And here's the kicker. It only takes 5 focused minutes to start shifting your frequency deliberately. Not 5 hours of meditation, not 10 years of therapy. Just 5 minutes of intense, clear, aligned energy. Picture this like tuning a radio. You've been on a frequency that plays Struggle FM. What if you just turned the dial slightly and picked up ease, flow, and synchronicity instead? You're the antenna, the receiver, and the broadcaster all in one. Once you grasp that you're no longer a victim of circumstances, you become the conscious architect of your reality. Here's something nobody tells you. The difference between people who stagnate and those who consistently stinger results isn't luck, it's vibration. Every successful co-creation you've ever seen, whether it's a thriving relationship, a career pivot at 55, or someone manifesting money out of thin air, starts with a shift in frequency. And that shift begins before the first action is even taken. That's the kind of insider understanding that separates those who keep trying from those who actually start winning. Curious how to trigger that kind of energetic power in your life? Then stay with me, because in just a moment, I'll show you the exact vibration hack that bypasses mental clutter, taps straight into your subconscious, and activates the kind of energy that calls in aligned opportunities like a magnet. You'll never look at manifestation the same way again. And if you've ever thought, maybe it's too late for me, let me tell you this, your best frequency might still be dormant, just waiting for you to wake it up. The science behind frequency, how emotions shape reality. Most people have no idea just how scientific their vibes actually are. We toss around the word vibe like it's some trendy slang, but in truth, it's rooted in electromagnetic frequency and neurochemistry. Every thought triggers a cascade of biochemical reactions. Your brain releases chemicals, your heart responds, and your energy field shifts instantly. That shift is measurable. That's why someone can say, I just felt something about them, and be spot on. It's not woo-woo. It's biology syncing with vibration. And when that vibration is chronic, it becomes your emotional signature. Guess what? That signature determines what life mirrors back to you. Take emotions like fear, guilt, or resentment. They vibrate at extremely low frequencies. These states not only weaken the immune system, but also magnetize more situations that match those emotions. It's like setting your internal GPS to more stress, please. On the flip side, when you cultivate gratitude, joy, or even calmness, your frequency rises. And with it, your ability to co-create consciously. That's when you start to stinger results that previously felt out of reach. Why? Because you've stopped battling life and started dancing with it. You're no longer reacting, you're broadcasting. Here's where things get wild. According to studies on heart-brain coherence, the heart actually sends more signals to the brain than the brain sends to the heart. That means your emotions are literally informing your thoughts, not the other way around. So when someone says think positive, but they're feeling like crap inside, their body knows. The universe knows. And the signal being sent out, still rooted in that low vibe emotion. This is why techniques like breath work, EFT tapping, and heart-centered meditation work so well. They target the emotional body and recalibrate the frequency at the source. You've probably experienced this yourself without even realizing it. Ever notice how, after a deep belly laugh, the world just seems lighter? Or how a heartfelt hug can melt away anxiety? That's not coincidence. That's vibrational elevation in real time. These are moments when your field expands and the energy you emit becomes magnetic. You don't need to be in bliss 24/7 to manifest. You just need to spend consistent, intentional moments above the emotional baseline of fear and doubt. 5 minutes can be enough to shift your set point. That's when the real magic kicks in. And if you're wondering, okay, but how do I stay in that high vibe when life keeps testing me? You're asking the right question, because the key isn't to avoid negative emotions. It's to become the kind of person who can feel them without being owned by them. In the next few minutes, we'll go deeper into how to interrupt old emotional patterns, rewrite your energetic blueprint, and anchor a new vibrational standard, one that your future self will thank you for. Emotions aren't random, they're data. They're like spiritual notifications from your higher self, constantly letting you know if you're aligned or off course. Ever feel a sudden tightness in your chest when saying yes to something you really didn't want? That's not just discomfort, it's misalignment. On the flip side, when you're doing something that lights you up, riding, helping someone, dancing barefoot at sunset, you feel expansive, light, powerful. That's your internal GPS saying, more of this, please. The closer your vibration is to your purpose, the better it feels. That's not just a coincidence, it's divine design. Think of emotions like a compass. Negative ones don't mean you're broken. They just mean you're heading away from your truth. They're not here to punish you, but to guide you. Anger might be telling you a boundary's been crossed. Sadness might be asking you to release. Anxiety? Often just your soul screaming, we're off track. Ignoring these signs is like turning off Waze because you don't like the traffic alerts. You'll get more lost, not less. People co-create chaos not because they're bad at manifesting, but because they're ignoring the vibrational signals already showing up in their lives. Now here's the power move. Once you start honoring your emotional responses, you stop being afraid of them. You start using them as tools, not enemies. That subtle joy after journaling, follow it. That peaceful clarity after a walk in nature, anchor it. These are vibrational upgrades in disguise. When you start making decisions based on what feels aligned, not just what seems logical, you unlock a deeper co-creation flow. You become emotionally intelligent at a soul level. And once you've got that, the 5-minute vibration, heck, we're about to dive into hits 10 times harder. Most people walk around thinking their emotions are the enemy, that if they're sad, angry, or doubtful, something must be wrong with them. But here's the truth most gurus won't say. Those feelings are sacred. They're the language of your vibration, giving you real-time feedback from your higher self. Think of them as spiritual whispers, guiding you toward what's meant for you and warning you about what isn't. The real work isn't in ignoring the emotion, but in translating the message behind it. The moment you realize your feelings are not a weakness, but a signal, you start to reclaim your power. Here's a kicker. When you truly understand your emotional signals, you start catching the energetic shifts before your reality even changes. That's a sweet spot of conscious manifestation. Imagine being able to tell when an opportunity is aligned just by the way your chest feels when you think about it. That's not fantasy, that's alignment. And it's available to you right now, not after a decade of inner work. Most people never stinger the results they want because they've been gaslighted into mistrusting their emotional intelligence. But your frequency doesn't lie. It just needs you to start listening. Let's make it practical. The next time you're faced with a decision, big or small, don't rush to logic. Pause. Tune in. Ask, how does this feel in my body? If you feel a constriction in your gut or a foggy unease, that's your subconscious waving a red flag. But if you feel a soft expansion, a calm sense of knowing, even if it doesn't make sense on paper, that's a green light from the universe. It's saying, yes, you're co-creating from truth now. And the more you practice this, the clearer your emotional compass becomes, until your entire life starts feeling like a soul-aligned yes. And here's the part that most skip. Emotional mastery doesn't mean feeling happy all the time. It means knowing what to do with whatever you're feeling. You transmute shame into clarity. You convert doubt into discernment. You recognize that even fear can be a flashlight, showing you where you still need healing. That's when you move from reacting to life to designing it. And in just a few moments, I'll give you the 5-minute vibration hack that helps you shift these emotions in real time, without bypassing anything, and without pretending to be okay when you're not. But before we get there, there's one thing you need to understand. Without emotional self-awareness, you'll keep co-creating experiences that reinforce your inner chaos. The hack we're about to explore is powerful, but only when applied to a conscious emotional landscape. If you're ready to stop guessing and start feeling your way into alignment, you're about to learn a tool that changes everything. Stay with me. This next part is the missing key you didn't know you were looking for. The connection between identity and vibration. Your vibration is not just shaped by your thoughts or feelings. It's deeply connected to who you believe you are. Identity is the root system of your energy. If deep down you still identify as not good enough, always unlucky, or too old to change, that belief will drag your vibration back to its default no matter how many meditations you do. Elevating your energy isn't just about rituals. It's about redefining yourself. You manifest what you believe you deserve, and you'll only feel worthy of more when your self-concept expands to match the reality you're calling in. The identity you hold today was likely shaped years ago by culture, by family, by past failures and wounds. And that identity has an energetic signature. The good news? Identities are not fixed. You can decide right now to become someone who vibrates from worthiness, confidence, clarity. That's not fake, it's growth. Just like a shy person can learn to speak in public, you can shift your identity into one that naturally holds a high vibration. This is inner alchemy, transforming old versions of self that no longer serve into new, empowered ones that align with your desires. It starts with small declarations. Instead of saying, I'm always tired, try, I'm learning to restore my energy. Instead of nothing ever works out for me, say, I'm becoming someone who creates aligned results. These aren't just affirmations, they're identity upgrades. When repeated with intention, they begin to rewire your emotional response. Your nervous system starts recognizing that it's safe to expand. And suddenly opportunities show up not because the world changed, but because you did. Your outer reality always rushes to reflect the self-image you're holding inside. Think of someone who constantly identifies as a mess. Even when they start doing better, they'll sabotage the progress to stay in alignment with that identity. Now think of someone who says, I'm a creator, I'm guided, I'm powerful. Their vibration reflects that inner truth, and so does their life. The identity you claim holds your frequency in place like a tuning fork. If you're serious about elevating your vibration long-term, you have to choose your identity consciously, not based on the past, not based on fears, but based on the version of you that your dreams are waiting for. Your identity is the software running your energetic system. You can have all the goals, vision boards, and vision quests in the world, but if your internal code says this isn't for me, your vibration will cancel the signal. Rewriting that code is your job. No one can do it for you, but once you do, oh, the shift is wild. You start walking differently, speaking differently, manifesting differently. And to support that new identity, you need one powerful thing working with you. not against you. And that's your environment. The moment you assume the identity of someone who deserves happiness, love, abundance, and success, your vibration responds instantly. It's like flipping a master switch inside your energy field. No more tiptoeing around your dreams. No more apologizing for wanting more. Because now you're no longer wishing for permission. You're owning your power. This inner posture says to the universe, I'm ready. I'm worthy. I'm capable. And guess what? Reality reflects that declaration. Not because you're forcing it, but because you're finally aligned with it. Manifestation starts the second self-worth kicks in. Too many people try to elevate their lives without elevating their self-image. But you can't out-manifest the identity you secretly carry. If you believe you're not meant for big things, that belief will leak into your vibration like a slow poison. The antidote? Repeatedly choosing to see yourself as a powerful co-creator. Someone who is not only allowed to dream big, but equipped to bring those dreams to life. This isn't about ego. It's about energetic integrity. When you embody the identity of someone who is whole, ready, and deserving, you naturally attract experiences that confirm exactly that. Practices and habits that support high vibration. Vibration isn't a fluke. It's a frequency you practice. High vibe people aren't lucky or born under a magical moon. They just commit to daily habits that nurture their energy. It's less about what you do and more about what you repeat. Morning rituals are gold here. Meditation, breath work, affirmations, or simply sitting in silence with a hot tea while feeling grateful to be alive. That's how you set your energetic tone for the day. A calm nervous system in the morning is like a clean canvas. You get to choose what kind of masterpiece you paint on it. Movement is another vibration booster, not because it burns calories, but because it moves stagnant energy. You don't have to become a yogi or hit the gym at 5 a.m. Just stretch, dance, walk barefoot, shake your body, or blast your favorite playlist and let loose for 5 minutes. It shifts your state instantly. When your body feels free, your mind follows, and your energy, it soars. Consistent movement isn't just good for your health. It's an open invitation to joy, alignment, and clarity. And joy, by the way, is one of the highest frequencies available. Let's talk about consumption and not just food. What you watch, read, scroll, and listen to becomes the raw material of your vibration. If you start your day watching chaotic news and doom scrolling through social media comparison traps, you're programming yourself for a low-frequency day. But if you choose inspiring books, uplifting podcasts, soul-expanding conversations, you're feeding your field with light. One small shift in what you consume can have a ripple effect on your emotional and spiritual health. Try it for a week. You'll feel the difference in your bones. One underrated habit that supports elevated energy? Boundaries. Saying no to what drains you is just as powerful as saying yes to what excites you. People who maintain high vibration are not afraid to protect their peace. They're not rude, they're intentional. They know their energy is their currency, and they spend it wisely. That might look like limiting time with certain people, muting the chaos online, or choosing silence over gossip. Every boundary you set is an act of self-respect, and self-respect is magnetic. You can feel it in someone's aura. And finally, make room for play. Yes, play. Adults forget this one, but it's a spiritual tool disguised as silliness. Laughing with friends, painting with no goal, making a fool of yourself on purpose. These things heal. They break the seriousness of manifestation and bring you back to presence. And presence is where all your power lives. High vibration isn't only about being calm and wise. It's also about being alive. The more alive you feel, the more you magnetize. And that leads us to something deeper. How your environment holds or drains your vibration, often without you noticing. Another game-changing practice? Deliberate gratitude. Not the robotic, I'm grateful for my family kind, but deep, intentional gratitude that makes your chest warm. Every morning or night, write down 3 things that lit you up that day. It could be the way the sunlight hit your skin, a kind message from a friend, or just the fact that your heart's still beating. This trains your brain to focus on abundance instead of lack. And the more you focus on abundance, the more your vibration aligns with the frequency of manifestation. Gratitude isn't a reaction, it's a choice. one that shifts everything. Another powerful routine is energy clearing. We pick up energetic residue just by existing. Other people's moods, environments, even digital noise. Daily cleansing is crucial. You can sage your space, take a salt bath. Listen to sound frequencies like 432 Hz or 963 Hz. Or even use visualization to imagine a white light washing over your body. If you're feeling off and can't explain why, chances are you've absorbed something that isn't yours. Clearing allows you to come back to your own energetic center. And from there, you vibrate higher, authentically, not reactively. And of course, don't underestimate the power of conscious stillness. Even just 5 minutes of mindful breathing can recalibrate your whole system. No phone, no distractions. Just you, your breath, and presence. This isn't about becoming a monk. It's about building a moment of energetic reset into your day. High vibration doesn't require a Himalayan retreat. It thrives in small, consistent, intentional pauses. Over time, those little moments compound, and they anchor you in a state where it's natural to co-create, to manifest, to magnetize results without needing to force. Environments and relationships as energetic amplifiers or drains. Your vibration doesn't live in a vacuum. It breathes, responds, and shifts to accordo cum o ambiente kt radii. It's easy to elevate your energy during meditation. But what happens when you step into a chaotic workplace, a cluttered home, or a relationship full of passive-aggressive sarcasm? Boom, frequency drop. Fast. The truth is, your environment is either watering your vibration or slowly dehydrating. And here's the kicker. Most people don't even notice it. They assume they're just tired or off, when in fact, their surroundings are draining their life force. Let's start with your physical space. A messy, overstimulating, or energetically heavy room can weigh on your vibration more than you think. Clutter equals mental noise. Try this. Clear one corner of your home, make it beautiful, and sit there for 10 minutes a day. Add a candle, some plants, maybe a crystal or two if that speaks to you. Watch how your body reacts. A clean space reflects a clear mind, and a clear mind supports manifestation. You're telling your subconscious, I make space for my dreams. And that elevates everything. Now, relationships. This one stings a little, but here's the truth bomb. Not everyone can come with you to higher frequencies. Some people are addicted to low vibe loops, complaining, gossip, fear, chaos. And if you're not careful, you'll unconsciously lower your frequency to match theirs just to feel connected. But connection built on energetic compromise is not real connection. You don't have to cut people off cold turkey. But you do need to become intentional. Ask yourself, does this person recharge me or drain me, expand me or shrink me? The most high vibe people are often misunderstood as quiet or picky. But really, they're just fiercely protective of their energy. They choose friends who celebrate their evolution, not mock it. They create environments that feel like portals, not prisons. You don't need to live in Bali or have a perfect life to elevate your space. You just need intention. Even lighting a candle and playing calming music while you cook dinner can shift your entire mood. Energy is contagious, and your environment is always whispering. This is who you are. Choose what you want it to say. And when it comes to relationships, remember, you're not just coexisting, you're co-vibrating. Every conversation is an energy exchange. That's why spending time with high vibe people can feel like plugging into a cosmic charger. And being around draining people can feel like walking through mud. So here's the challenge. Start curating your energy circle like you'd curate your dream playlist. Keep what uplifts, skip what repeats the same sad tune. Because when your environment supports your identity, your vibration stabilizes. And that leads us to one of the most powerful practices of all, aligned action. The role of aligned action in sustaining high vibration and manifesting results. High vibration isn't just about feeling good. It's about moving from that state. That's where aligned action comes in. You can meditate for hours. Visualize your dream life until your third eye aches. But if you don't act in alignment with what you're calling in, nothing sticks. Manifestation isn't magic dust. It's energy in motion. And when your energy is elevated, your actions become more precise, more powerful. You start choosing differently, speaking differently, showing up like the version of you who already has what they're manifesting. Aligned action isn't hustle. It's not the frantic energy of doing everything to prove your worth. It's the opposite. It's about tuning in, feeling what truly resonates, and acting from that inner clarity. Sometimes aligned action is bold. Sending the email, launching the project, quitting the job. Sometimes it's quiet. Resting, saying no, waiting. The key is to move in a way that supports your elevated vibration, not sabotages it. Because every action you take either anchors your energy or leaks it. Think of it this way. When your vibration is high, you're like a radio tuned to the perfect station. If your actions contradict that frequency, if you say you want peace but keep choosing chaos, you create static, confusion, delay. But if you say you want love, and you start treating yourself with more softness, more joy, more trust, boom, you're no longer just wishing, you're embodying. And that's when results show up, not because you forced them, but because you became the version of you who naturally attract them. Let's get practical. Want to manifest a new career? Aligned action could be updating your resume with confidence, networking with high-energy people, or studying a new skill that excites your soul. Want to attract love? Try treating yourself like someone who's already deeply loved. Cook nice meals. Speak kindly to yourself. Dress like you care. These are not just cute habits. They are energetic declarations. They say, I believe it's coming, so I live as if it's already here. And the universe responds, always. And here's the real beauty. The more aligned action you take, the more momentum you build. Your confidence rises. Your trust deepens. You start seeing synchronicities, signs, and small results that snowball into big ones. But most importantly, you begin to know, not just hope, that you're a conscious co-creator. Every step becomes a sacred vote for the life you're manifesting. And from here, there's one final piece that ties it all together. Sustaining this vibration long term, even when life gets messy. How to maintain high vibration even during emotional lows or life's chaos. Let's be real. No one vibrates high 100% of the time. Not even OS Monges do Himalaya, OU, Aquila Tua, Amiga, K Pari Semper, Zen no Instagram. Life happens. People disappoint. Plans flop. Hormones swing. And your vibration? Vipelocano SE2 Deixers. But here's the truth most don't talk about. You don't need to feel amazing to stay aligned. The goal isn't to eliminate all low moments. It's to navigate them conscientment. Semti perdirs nelles. That's when you truly master energy. Start by normalizing the dip. When you're having an off day, don't panic and think, oh no, I'm going to manifest a meteorite now. Relax. Vibration is fluid, not fragile. A low moment won't cancel your dreams if you know how to ground yourself. You can honor your sadness without feeding it. Instead of spiraling, ask, what would the high vibe version of me do with this feeling? Maybe it's journaling, walking in nature, crying it out to reset. That's not weakness. It's intelligent emotional hygiene. Another golden tool. Emotional awareness without identity fusion. Feelings are just guess. Don't turn them into roommates. Saying I feel anxious is very different from I am anxious. That small shift protects your energetic baseline. High vibration living doesn't mean suppressing negative emotions. It means moving through them with compassion and wisdom. Light a candle. Put on some soul-soothing music. Speak to yourself as you would to a child who's learning how to walk through fire without getting burned. Want a cheat code? Rituals that anchor you even in chaos. It could be 5 minutes of deep breathing before checking your phone, or repeating a mantra like this is temporary, I choose peace, or keeping a playlist that instantly lifts your energy. Because yes, music is frequency medicine. These little anchors remind your system, I'm safe even now. And when you feel safe, your energy stabilizes. And when your energy stabilizes, your power to manifest doesn't just return, it expands. Because here's the thing, the most magnetic people aren't the ones who avoid darkness, but the ones who dance with it and still choose the light. Maintaining high vibration during emotional lows doesn't mean pretending everything's fine. It means trusting that you're still on the path, even when the GPS gets fuzzy. And when you master that, you're no longer just manifesting results. You're manifesting resilience, which, by the way, is the ultimate flex when it comes to co-creating a life on purpose. creating a lifestyle that naturally supports high vibration and manifestation. High vibration isn't just a state, it's a lifestyle. And like any lifestyle, it's built en pequeñas escalas, repetidas diariamente, ese tornarem identidade. When your day-to-day rhythm supports your energy, manifesting becomes effortless. You're no longer forcing or chasing. You're simply living as the version of you who already has it. It's brushing your teeth while dancing to Beyoncé, drinking water with intention, saying no to chaos before it even knocks. It's the ordinary becoming sacred. So what does a high vibration lifestyle look like in practice? It's different for everyone, but there are pillars that never fail. Sleep like your dreams depend on it because they do. Move your body daily, not for punishment, but for presence. Eat more things that come from nature and less from neon packaging. Speak kindly to yourself, to your barista, to the mirror. Make rest a ritual, not a reward. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being intentional. Energy responds to intention more than action. And don't forget play. Yep, unstructured, silly, belly laugh, childlike fun. Most adults are so busy being productive. They forget that joy is one of the highest vibrations on earth. Play resets your nervous system. It reminds your inner being, I'm safe to expand. Whether it's painting with no goal, dancing like a weirdo, or baking cookies at 2 a.m. just because it all counts. A life too serious is a life that forgets to co-create. And a life that forgets to co-create forgets how to manifest. Period. A high vibe lifestyle also includes what you consume energetically. The content you watch, the accounts you follow, the conversations you entertain. Every piece of input either elevates or erodes your energy. Ask yourself regularly, is this nourishing my vibration? Curate your reality like you're curating your dream wardrobe. Only keep what fits the future. That includes people, habits, media, and yes, your own thoughts. You are the gatekeeper of your frequency. Own that role with love. And here's the most beautiful part. Once your lifestyle supports your vibration, it becomes automatic. Like muscle memory for your soul. You won't need to try to manifest. You'll just become someone for whom manifestation is normal, natural, expected. Your energy won't ask permission to expand. It'll walk into every room and shift it. Because you'll be living in full alignment. And once you taste that, you'll never settle for anything less. So, now that you know why your vibration really matters, the big question is, are you ready to stop pretending everything's fine and actually do the work that changes your life? Or are you going to scroll past this video, hoping your dreams manifest by magic while your energy stays stuck in a mode? What's one thing you can do right now to raise your vibration? Drop it in the comments below. I want to see who's serious and who's just here for the good vibes without the effort. Be honest, what's been holding you back from living at that high frequency deep down you deserve? Fear? Doubt? Or just plain laziness? Hey, I'm not judging. I've been there. If you're tired of the same old try harder, think positive nonsense, then it's time to flip the script and actually embody the energy of your dreams. So hit that comment button and don't be shy. Your future self will thank you for starting this conversation today. If you want more no BS real talk guides about vibration, manifestation, and mastering your energy, subscribe now and turn on those notifications. Because missing out on this could be the biggest vibe fail you don't want to live with. Let's raise that frequency together, starting now. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Because if you want to stop wasting time and start living that high vibe life, this is where the magic happens. Smash that like button if this video shook up your perspective, or at least made you roll your eyes in a good way. And hey, don't be a stranger. Drop a comment below telling me what vibration level you're aiming for this week. I want to hear you. Oh, and if you missed it, check out my last video. It's never too late. How to awaken your purpose at 45, 55, or 65. Because whether you're midlife or just feeling stuck, your spiritual awakening clock is always ticking. And trust me, it's never too late to hit reset.